Shabbat Shalom. Glory and honor to the Father Yahweh, the only true God, the Most High, creator of heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and the God and Father of the Messiah, Yahweh Shah, who is his chosen prophet, who is the only high priest of Israel, and who has been given from the Father this earth as his kingdom, which he will soon claim glory and honor to the Father Yahweh, glory and honor to Mashiach Yahweh Shah, the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Greetings to the 12 tribes scattered into the four corners of the earth, because we worshiped our fathers worshiped, and we continue to worship other gods. But we are now awakening, praise the Most High, to return to our God, the Father of Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. Greetings. Greetings to the 144,000 among them, who are the forerunners of the return of the Messiah and the establishment of the eternal kingdom, soon to appear. Greetings. And to the precious Gentiles from among the children of Shem, the children of Japhet, and the children of Ham, who are not of the bloodline of Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, but who through the blood of the eternal Spirit and Father Yahweh's Son Messiah have joined the cause of the true Hebrew. Greetings. Greetings to the chat. Brother Diamond Holdings, Sister Isha Shama, Yafi, Brother Brandon Beckman, Brother Akawan Banya, Brother Gary Joseph, Superstar, Sister Kyra Cross, Sister Hebrew is Rhonda, Brother Yakoba Ben Israel, my fellow Floridian, Stephen Kelly, Nashia Wade, all the rest. Greetings to all of you. We have been studying Genesis, and today we're going to be studying a very powerful and important chapter. The reason I always say chapters are powerful and important, brethren, is because of how they affect us. You see, brethren, all of us are the children of the people of the Bible. We're the descendants of the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. We are the bloodline descendants, or we are those grafted in by faith, through faith in the Messiah, who are also following the footsteps of the forefathers. And so their experiences oftentimes will be our experiences, except our experiences will be the experiences that happen right before the return of Messiah and the establishment of the kingdom. And so that's why when I say a chapter is powerful, it's because of how it relates to us and how it hits us and how we can experience and will experience. Brethren, Job's experience is going to be ours. Okay, they're going to be ours experience. The experience of the Messiah is going to be our experience. The experience of the Apostle Paul is going to be our experience. And tonight, the experience of our father, Jacob, whose name was changed to Yasha'ah, or Israel, is also going to be our experience. You see, brethren, when we're standing on the sea of glass, which is not going to be too far, not too many years, we're going to be standing on the sea of glass. And when we're standing on the sea of glass, each of us, all of us, from Adam unto the last of us, is going to have a testimony. We're going to be able to bear witness of the Father's perfect righteousness. We're going to be able to bear witness of the Messiah's sacrifice for us. And all of us will have a testimony. There's no person that will stand on the sea of glass without a testimony of how you overcame. Praise the Most High. So Jacob's experience tonight is what we're going to be looking at in Genesis chapter 27. And before we do, I wanted to read a Psalms that also relates to this. Psalms 34. I wanted to read Psalms 34 to start us off today. And yes, I want to read Psalms 34 to start us off in Jacob. And all of us, again, this is the beauty of the word of the Most High, especially to us, his chosen people. Brethren, these are things you and I can bear witness to in our own lives. Okay, these are things we could bear witness to in our own lives. Psalms 34, beginning at verse 1. Psalms 34, beginning at verse 1. I will bless Yahweh at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in Yahweh. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. Oh, magnify Yahweh with me. Let us exalt his name together. I sought Yahweh, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. They looked unto him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried, and Yahweh heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. O taste and see that Yahweh is good. Blessed is the man or the woman that trusteth in him. O fear Yahweh, ye his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. The young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek Yahweh shall not want any good thing. Come, ye children, hearken unto me. I will teach you the fear of Yahweh. What man is he that desireth life and loveth many days that he may see good? Keep thy tongue from evil and thy lips from speaking guile. Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of Yahweh are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. The face of Yahweh is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry, and Yahweh heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. Yahweh is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. Verse 19. Many, verse 19 of Psalms 34. Many are the afflictions of the righteous. Many are the afflictions of the righteous. Have you all had many afflictions? But I want you to notice what it says after that. But Yahweh delivereth him out of them all. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Yahweh delivereth him out of them all. He keepeth all his bones. Not one of them is broken. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. Yahweh redeemeth the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him, none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. Praise the Most High. Praise the Most High. This poor man cried, and Yahweh heard him, saved him out of all his troubles. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Yahweh delivered them out of them all. Praise the Most High. Praise the Most High. You know, Jacob's story, brethren, is, I can relate to it, and I'm sure you can. I think back to when I was consciously trying to be a millionaire and a billionaire. Yes, there was a time, I told y'all, when it was conscious. It was a decision I actually made. And I was actually, crazy enough, praying for that. And I was willing to sacrifice what I thought was everything. I was reading books on getting rich. I was studying people that had gotten rich. I was totally sold out to getting money. Well, the Most High was trying to talk to me. Even though I was praying to him, I wasn't listening. And I was completely focused. Y'all don't know. Listening to tapes, going to conferences about how to get rich, how to make sales, reading books. I was totally sold. My wife, she would tell you this is one of the scariest times of her life. She couldn't say nothing to me. So 1998, we lost our house to foreclosure. I didn't care. That was the first house we lost. I didn't care because I had a goal, and losing the house didn't mean nothing. We'd just rent. We'd starve. I wouldn't eat. Really, I would go without food. make sure my kids had food, but I would go without food. And I wasn't complaining. My wife would tell you I wasn't complaining, because every time a dark day came, I was like, there's going to be a light day behind it someday. And I kept pushing. So we moved out of our house when we lost the foreclosure, and we moved into this rental house. Rental house was way out in the country. It was the only house we could find that somebody would rent to us after we had lost the house to foreclosure. Little did I know that the guy that was renting the house, his house was in foreclosure. But anyway, we were out, and it was a big old house, giant house, 5 bedrooms, all these baths, whatever. But he was in foreclosure. I just wanted a roof. And I was continuing my assault on trying to become a billionaire. 1998, I'm working on my own. I'm self-employed. I'm doing financial planning. And I was lining up clients. How you do it in sales, especially every sales business is like this. What you do is there's going to be slow periods in your sales cycle, in your annual cycle. When you're first building up, it's very difficult, and there's going to be lulls, and there's going to be times when you reap. And so one of the lulls happened at that time for me in the winter time. It happened like started in around holidays, around Thanksgiving. People started going on vacation. People started going away. They didn't want to deal with money. They didn't want to deal with investments, especially for some hungry grubber like myself. So it didn't pick up again until like the second half of January. So it'll be dead from like November, right before Thanksgiving, actually all the way into the second half of January. So what you do is you build up a pipeline. That's what it is. You build up a pipeline, and you want to have this pipeline so that by the time you get to October, you close enough business to get you through until it starts picking up again. So it's hot about September, because September you're trying to really solidify this pipeline and close it out. So I had about 5 pieces of business lined up. And, I had it all figured out. It was going to get me through. It was going to get me through that winter. So in one day, all 5 pieces of business collapsed in one day. Okay. And so it was one after the other. I'm waiting. I've decided to wait, or I changed my mind, and blah, blah, blah. And this is after months and months and months of working this business. So finally, after the last piece of business collapsed, or was not going to happen, and I had nothing, I'm in the elevator at the office. And I'm in the elevator myself, and I looked up while I was in the elevator, and I said, okay, Lord, you got my attention. What are you trying to tell me? This voice came back to me. You wouldn't listen. Now you're going to wait. I was scared because I had nothing. We had just come out of foreclosure. I'm renting this house, and I'm renting this house. This is 1998. This house was $2,000 something a month, which at that time, now it's a lot, but then it was astronomical. The average house you could rent for like $1,100, $900 even. But because we had just come out of foreclosure and homie was in foreclosure, that's how much the payment was. I ain't have a dime. After I made that last payment, I have no money. So I didn't know what I was going to do. Well, winter came, and we were counting pennies and nickels, quarters, to buy loaves of bread and peanut butter and jelly for me, my wife, and my 3 kids that were staying with us. My oldest son had left, and he was living with a friend of his, and he was working at McDonald's. And every night at McDonald's, I don't know if y'all know, but they throw away the food. Like whatever's not sold, they throw it away. So I would meet him in the back of McDonald's and get a bag of food that he was supposed to throw away and bring that home too. And that's how we ate for like October. And then November came, and it was struggling. And then it was starting to snow. It was starting. This is a true story. Snowing and sleet, and we was out in the country in the middle of nowhere. Oh, they had repossessed my little piece of car. This is how bad it was. They repossessed. I had a van, and they repossessed the van. I owed $700 on it, and it was in such bad shape they could only get $500 for it, and they was calling me for the $200. True story, y'all. So all of a sudden, one night, we were in this house. The house was heated with oil. House was heated with oil, and this one night, the oil ran out. I forgot if it was November or December, but the oil ran out. And that particular night, they expected the wind chill to be like minus 20. So we had no heat and no oil. The next morning, like we got all the kids as bundled up as we could. And the next morning, my kids, especially my son, he was only at that time, you see, he was 7. He got up and he was crying because he was so cold. And the voice came back to me. Okay, do you still want to be a billionaire? Because it's going to cost you all of this. It's going to cost you your wife. It's going to cost you your kids. And I saw my son crying. And I said, no, I said, I'm done. Whatever you want, I'm done. I surrendered. Well, brethren, that same day, we were calling oil companies. We called one, and he gave us enough oil to last until I was going to get a little bit of money, like a couple $100, so that we can pay later. That put heat in the house. Then I got sick, like real sick. And I was sick the whole month of December. Like I couldn't even get out of bed. It seemed like when I got out of bed, I was vomiting. When I stood up, I'd fall down. And again, we were struggling. Somebody brought us a turkey, and I had eaten the turkey, and then I got sick. Well, we were delivered from that trouble. And that you would have thought, okay, brother, you learned your lesson. Let me tell you something, the truth though. It would take me 15 more years of trials like that to learn my lesson. I know. See, yep. It would take me 15 more years to learn my lesson. Okay, of trials like that. We had more. After that, we lost another house. Okay. It took me 15 more years because your boy was. You see, brethren, and what am I bringing this up for? There are things in my character and in your character that are so deep-seated that it takes the Father a whole lot. Because you know what? This is the thing, though. When you look at it, he loves me and he's trying to save me, right? That's the whole point, isn't it? You know, I couldn't say this to other, but y'all Hebrews understand. He loves me and he's trying to save me. All of the friends in the church at the time was like, oh man, he must be a bad sinner because, you know, he's really messed up. People were telling my wife, leave this man. He's really messed up. No, I was just hard-headed, and the Most High was trying to save me. That's why I had to go through all that. Now, I told y'all it took me 15 years more. 15 more years, man. One morning, I got up, and there's a verse in Daniel. In fact, let's take a look at it. There's a verse in Daniel. Now, we studied Daniel last year. There's a verse in Daniel, chapter 4, where Nebuchadnezzar had a dream. And the dream he had was a warning. It was a warning to tell him, humble yourself. Humble yourself, king, lest you got to get humbled. So he received this dream. Daniel came in and interpreted the dream for him. And one day, verse 28 of Daniel chapter 4. Very small verse, almost insignificant until I tell you what happened. Verse 28 of Daniel chapter 4. Daniel chapter 4, verse 28. All this came upon the king Nebuchadnezzar. Sounds like it's okay. What is that? Nothing, right? All this came upon the king Nebuchadnezzar. So that was 1998, I told you about. So about 2005, 7 years later, I started making a little money again. Wasn't thinking about, I wouldn't say the word billionaire even in my mind, but maybe 250 G's. I am not lying. Bought me a Jaguar, went into a furniture place, and I told my wife, pick whatever you want. And I told them, make sure you deliver it. And if you scratch it, you got to give me another one. And cash, everything cash. So I'm sleeping in the house. We're in New Hampshire now, 7 years later. And as I'm half awakened, a voice came to me. All this came upon the man Glasgow. And I said, where did I read that before? And I was like, oh shoot. Then we had a dream about 7 years, more years of trial. That was 2005. And man, Jaguar cost me double what it cost me to buy the car was costing me to fix the car. I will never buy a Jaguar again. Oh, man, it was ugly. And it got even uglier over the next 7 years because I was stiff-necked, because I was proud, because I was hard-headed. Okay? Well, I say 15 years, but what we're going to find out, brethren, is it took Brother Jacob 20 years. It took Brother Jacob 20 years. See, I thought I was bad. 15 years he had to talk to me like that. But Brother Jacob, as you're going to see, it took Brother Jacob 20 years. Okay? And he had to go to the school of Laban. He had to go to the school of Laban and get his degree in butt whipping. He had to go to the school of Laban and get his degree in butt whipping before he figured it out. So then I realized, it was powerful because that's right. He went to the desert gangster and got his schooling. Hey. I ran into many gangsters in my time. Many, all kinds. Because you see, brethren, when you're a shyster and you don't realize it, you know how you start to realize you're a shyster? When everybody you're dealing with is a shyster. You realize you're around all these people that are ripping everybody off and ripping you off, and you realize it's because you are one of them. Okay? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, Brother Jacob, we get ready to read. Brother Jacob, yeah. Yeah. Oh, brother, praise the Most High, Brother Wall. Let me tell you something. What we deal with now, my wife and I deal with now, oh, God, it's nothing, man. Really, it's nothing. I mean, we deal with trials where we have to wait, a lot on stuff, and we got to trust the Most High. But brethren, when you talking about counting quarters and nickels and going down to walking to the local supermarket in slush and snow to try to get one loaf of bread, if you can get two for $1, I'm talking about that cheap white bread, and get the cheap jelly and the biggest peanut butter you could get, and that's what you're eating. And then that night, You try to go to the back of the McDonald's and catch a bag of burgers and fries. That, brethren, yeah, it was like that. It was definitely like that. So now, yeah, man, please. I'm in this big house down here. Yeah, I lost a job. I had to wait. I had no idea where the money was coming from, but the Most High provided, and we were so used to that. We're used to that. We're used to that. That's no thing, man. That's no thing. We ain't, praise the Most High. That's no thing. See, once you've been through this school, man. Yeah, once you've been through that school, first of all, I know to listen to the Heavenly Father. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I still ain't got the stiff neck gene, but I've learned. I got the spanking marks on my butt spiritually to know. Yeah, nah, I ain't messing with her. Not like that. I'm thankful for whatever. I just give thanks. I spend a lot of time when I'm praying, brethren. And I suggest you try this if you are so convicted. Spend most of your time in prayer thinking of ways to thank your Father. I thank him. I thank him for the air I breathe. I thank him for the ground I walk on. I thank him for his righteousness. I thank him for his truth. I thank him for Messiah. I thank him for my wife. I thank him for my children. I thank him for health. I thank him for strength. I thank him that he woke me up this morning. I thank him for the food I eat. I thank him for the job I have. I thank him for my father, my mother, even my mother, my brother. I thank him for my family. I thank him for my brethren. I just keep thanking. Days always seem to go better when I do that. Just continually praising him. Thank you, Father. Then I start naming, thank you for my son, Joshua. Thank you for my son, Jose. Thank you for my grandchild. Thank you for my other grandchild. Thank you. Thank you for protecting me against stuff I can't even see. Thank you. Try that. See what happens. I spend more time thanking him for everything, every grain, everything. The angel that's watching me. The spirit that teaches me his word. Thank him. You'll see. Goes a lot better that way. Tell you. We all got things we got to petition him for, right? But I try to spend as much time thanking him. In fact, more if I can than asking him for stuff, because he's the Heavenly Father, right? Praise the Most High. All right, so let's go talk to let's go here and discuss our brother, our father, our elder, Jacob. Oh yes. Now, yeah, praise the Most High. That's right, Stephen Kelly. Praise the Most High. Praise the Most High. I thank him. I mean, last year the storm didn't hurt us, and this year didn't hurt us, and a lot of people got caught it. A lot of people caught, as y'all know, a lot of people down here in Florida caught hell down here with these storms, man. I see many people say, I ain't got nothing to go back to. This was from this last one. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people caught it, man. I'm fortunate. I got some of my brothers. In fact, I think was it you, Jacobo? Oh, no, it was another brother, Malik. He was down there in Clearwater, and it missed him. Praise the Most High. It hit St. Pete, my understanding, but it missed him. And I got my cousins down there in Tampa, missed them. So praise the Most High. Yeah. Praise the Most High. So Genesis chapter 27. That's why I love reading about Jacob, because it reminds me of me. And I'm sure I'm not the only one in here. I'm 100% sure I'm not the only one in here. I'm not the only former Jacob in here. I know I'm not. Okay. Not maybe y'all ain't as stiff-necked as me, but I know I ain't the only one. Y'all know who you are. Y'all know who you are. All right. Genesis chapter 27. Let's begin at verse 1. And let's go down to verse 7. Okay. This is Genesis chapter 27 from verse 1 to 7. And it came to pass that when Yeshua or Isaac was old and his eyes were dim so that he could not see, he called Esau, his eldest son, and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here am I. And he said, Behold, now I am old. I know not the day of my death. Now, therefore, take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison, and make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son. And Esau went to the field to hunt for venison, and to bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat and bless thee before Yahweh, before my death. Now, a couple things. When we read the previous chapter, the boys at this time were 40 years old. They were 40 years old. Isaac's wife Rebekah had these twins when Isaac was 60. Okay, so Isaac was 60 when she was pregnant with the twins, and now they're 40. So now that means now Isaac is 100 years old. You got that? So Isaac is 100, and he can't see anymore. Now Isaac didn't know he was to live another 80 years after this, but he didn't know that. So he's now lost his sight, and he's saying, okay, my death is going to be, I don't know when it's going to be. So he's telling Esau, his favorite and his firstborn, go and hunt me some deer meat, make this deer meat for me. You know how I like it. And I'm going to bless you once I eat it. I'll give you the blessing of the firstborn. Now, we also know that when Rebekah was having the boys, remember, she was having some turmoil in her womb, and she prayed. And the Most High said, there's two manner of nations in your womb. And then he said, and the elder shall serve the younger. Now, you and I know when the Father makes a declaration, there is no way it's not going to happen. Okay? When the Father makes a declaration, yeah, the twins were Esau and Jacob were twins. Esau and Jacob were twins. Okay? Esau came out first and Jacob came out second. In fact, let's go back and look at that. Esau and Jacob were twins. This is chapter 25. Chapter 25. I'm going to go from verse 20. Chapter 25, verse 20. I'm going to read in Genesis chapter 25 from verse 20 down to verse 26. Okay? So this is Genesis chapter 25 from verse 20 down to verse 26. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padanaram, the sister of Laban, the Syrian. And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife because she was barren. And Yahweh was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she said, and she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that, his brother came out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. So Isaac was 60 years old when she had Esau, and Jacob. Esau came out first, and Jacob grabbed hold of his heel. That's why they call him Jacob. It's like the heel grabber and the supplanter. So he grabbed hold of his brother's heel and came out behind him. So you had Esau, the firstborn, Jacob, second, but they were twins born on the same day. You got me, Iman? So they were twins born on the same day, but the heel catcher, that's right. The heel catcher came out second, and Esau came out first. So Esau is technically the firstborn, and generally in the Bible, the firstborn gets the double of the blessing. So if there's two boys, they divide the father's estate into three, and Esau gets 2/3, and Jacob would get 1/3. But the Most High told Rebekah, the elder shall serve the younger. So now here we go to chapter 27, and Rebekah hears the conversation between Esau and Jacob. I mean, between Esau and Isaac, where Isaac says, go hunt me some venison, prepare it for me, and then bring it to me, and I'm going to eat it in front of you, and then I'm going to bless you. I'm going to give you the blessing. Okay? So she hears that. Then she goes to Jacob. And now watch this. Watch how this unfolds. Genesis chapter 27. And I'm going to read from verse 8. And I'm going to go down to verse 12. Now watch this. Read behind the lines on this. It's not hard, brethren. Watch this. It's Genesis 27 from verse 8 to verse 12. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice. Now, Rebekah's talking to Jacob. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I commanded. Go now to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, behold, Esau, my brother, is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father peradventure will feel me, and shall seem to him, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. Now I want you to notice, Jacob wasn't worried about deceiving his brother. He was worried about getting caught. Like, he didn't say, Mom, this is not right. Esau is the firstborn. Let him have the blessing. He didn't say that. He said, but Mom, if I go in there, Esau's hairy, I'm smooth. And so if he touches me, he's going to know it's me. And instead of a blessing, he's going to curse me. In other words, how are we going to get around this, Mom? How are we going to deal with this problem? How are we going to manipulate this? He wasn't worried about deceiving Esau. He was worried about getting caught. And y'all know, it's like there's a person that says, I really don't want to do this. It's not right. I'm not going to do it. Then there's a person saying, man, if I can get away with it, though. I mean, who's going to know if I can get away with it? That's what makes me laugh, because he never said, Mom, this is not right. He should have, by right, he would have said, Mom, no. I know what the Most High told you. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But I'm not going to do this. It's not right. I'm deceiving my father. And I'm cheating out. Nope, he didn't say that. He said, now, how are we going to handle this business with him being the hairy man? So moms had a plan. Genesis chapter 27. I'm going to start at verse 12 again. I'm going to start at verse 12 and go down to verse 17. My father peradventure will feel me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory meat such as his father loved. And Rebekah took the goodly raiment of her eldest son. So she took Esau's clothes, which were with her in the house, and put them on Jacob, her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands and upon the smooth of his neck. And she gave the savory meat and bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. So she put the skins of the animals that they killed, and she took after they dressed the animals, took off the skin. She took the hair and put them on Jacob's neck, put them on his arms and his hand, so that when the father would reach, he would feel hair. Yeah, Esau was there, right? So he would feel hair. Okay. So now Jacob's with the plan. Mom's got the plan. They carrying out the plan. Now, I want to bring out this. We know very well. Again, when the Father promises something in his word, or he gives it to you in the spirit, it's coming to pass now. Okay. You ain't got to do no underhanded stuff. It's coming to pass. Okay. But sometimes when we think we slick and we don't trust the Father enough, we think we got to do stuff. Now, we saw this already with Abraham and his wife, Sarah, right? Sarah said, I'm not having no children, so have my handmaid. So Abraham had the handmaid, and there was problems. He ended up having the son. The son and the handmaid was making fun of Sarah and making fun of Isaac until Sarah said, send her away. And now Abraham had to make the tough decision to send his own son away. Okay? Because the Most High promised him a son, but they decided this is how they want to do it. And then the father sent Messiah to him and said, no. Sarah's going to have the son. So here, the father tells Rebekah, the elder shall serve the younger. So she hears this blessing getting ready to come on Esau, and she goes to work. She this ain't gonna happen like this. We not going out like that, son. This is how we doing it. And son said, can you figure out how to get around this hairy thing? Mom said, yeah, I got you covered. Literally, I got you covered. Okay, let's do it then. Okay, verse 18. Now he's got to pull it over on his father. Verse 18. This is Genesis chapter 27. I'm going to read from verse 18. And I'm going to go down to verse 25. And he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according as thou hast badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that my soul may bless thee. And Isaac said unto his son, how is it thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, because Yahweh, thy Most High, brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and his father felt him and said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. So he lied like a rug. I'm Esau. See, I'm Esau. And Isaac know his children. He said, but the voice is Jacob's, but the hands are Esau's. All right. Yeah, they pulled the okie doke on daddy. Verse 27. I'm going to read from verse 27 down to verse 31. And he came near and kissed him And he smelled the smell of his raiment and blessed him and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which Yahweh hath blessed. Therefore, the Most High give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also had made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of thy son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. Verse 32. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn, Esau. Verse 33. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly. You know, it's that moment when you realize, we've all been there. You've been took. It's that moment when you realize you've been took. Right? I mean, y'all know that, right? It's that moment. What? You realize you've been took. You realize it's too late. You're Sonny Corleone and you're at the causeway and it's too late. You've been took. You've been bamboozled. You've been taken. At that moment, Isaac realizes, we got a problem here. Verse 35, verse 33 and 34. Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. The Bible says he saw it carefully with tears, but it was too late. It was too late. It was too late. Okay. Verse 35, 36, and 37. And he said, thy brother came in with subtlety and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. What shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. He messed up. And they got taken by the supplanter, by the heel catcher. They got taken. Jacob gone with the blessing. Verse 39 down to 42. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass that when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob. Yeah, brethren, I think we all, I don't have to, it sounds crazy, but some of the hottest temper is within fam, isn't it right? I mean, some of the most boiling temper is from fam to fam, right? I mean, I know for myself, very few people can get me to 140 degrees Fahrenheit quick than fam. Okay, fam can do that to you. Okay, and so here's Esau is like, oh man, when my father passes away, I'm gonna wait, and it's on after that. Okay, and he wasn't joking. See, sometimes brothers just talk, but when it's fam to fam and it's serious business and it's history, and y'all know what makes fam's heat so hot is the history. Am I right? It's the history. Like, you always did think you were smarter than everybody else. You always was the favorite. You always remember when you it's the history that makes it hot. And so here, ooh, man, they got history, do they not? They got history. Okay. Verse 42 down to 46. Rebecca, you know where Jacob get the slickness from. It's from his mama. And so she already know what's up. So watch. From verse 42 to verse 46. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. And she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice, and arise, and flee thou to Laban my brother, to Haran, and tarry with him a few days, until thy brother's fury turn away. That few days was going to be 20 years. Yeah, 20 years. Okay. Until thy brother's anger turn away from thee, and he forget that thou hast done what thou hast done to him. Then I will send and fetch thee from thence. Why should I be deprived also of you both in one day? And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these, which are the daughters of the land, what good shall my life do to me? So now she's telling her husband, I don't want Jacob to mess around the way Esau messed around and take none of these children around here. None of these women from this neighborhood is going to be my son's wife. So that's how she getting ready to get him to be sent to the desert gangster. Ooh, Jacob got some schooling coming to him, boy. He got some schooling coming to him. And that we'll continue it tomorrow in chapter 28, Genesis chapter 28. Yes, Jacob got schooling. Now, this is the thing, though. The father chose Jacob from the womb, right? We see that, right? Because the spirit told Rebekah, the elder shall serve the younger. So the father had chosen him. So why do I bring that up? So in the father's mercy and grace, he's going to spank him. But at the same time, he's going to be watching over him. You understand what I mean? So he's going to bring out the switch. He's going to bring out the switch. Okay? He's going to catch what he got coming. But at the same time, the father's with him. He's protecting him. Okay? So exactly. So it's like with me, myself, all that time I'm acting the fool. And he's protecting us. He's keeping us safe. We got to lose houses and scrub for food and all that. But he's still with us. Okay? He's still guiding us. I'm still ain't picking it up. But he's still guiding us. Same with all of us. He's with us. Brethren, you did not hear this truth of the word. You did not read your Bible from cover to cover by accident. Some of you on your second, your third, your fourth reading. You did not do this by accident. You did not pray to your Heavenly Father for him to guide you. Just so happened. He has been calling you before you were born. So yeah, you're going to go through your Jacob Laban experience, and some of you already been through it, and some of you dealing with it now, and some of you getting ready to go through it. But he's with you. He's with you. He's not giving up on you. See what I'm saying? You would have thought, I'm sitting there watching my son cry in a house that's 0 degrees. He's crying because he's cold. And you would have thought I got it. I said I got it. I got it. I forget the billion. It was going to take me 15 more years before I caught it. 15 more. Okay? So I thought I was cured. And he kept testing me. After that, he was testing me. And I would get money. I would get some money and go back to what I was thinking before. I wouldn't say billionaire, but I would go back to, oh man, I can get some money. I can get a car. I can get blah, 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 blah. I was still thinking that I was going to be big time. I was still proud. I didn't even realize it. Okay, I didn't even realize it. Well, yeah, it was the money, man, no doubt. Until I went from making $144,000 one year to 0 and surviving on offerings. And then from 0 to $41,500, and I was being supervised by somebody with less than half my experience. And I knew then, right then, I was like, dang, man. I mean, we went from times when I would get a check for 5,000, 8,000, 9,000. My wife said, that's all it is. That's the kind of years we were having. To I was getting 3,000 after taxes for the month and being supervised by knuckleheads that didn't have half my education and experience. But it was because at that moment I realized I need to be here. This is what I needed. This is what I needed. I needed to be humbled. I needed to put my pride down. And I hadn't even realized how bad it was. See, that's what I'm saying. We think we know, but the Father really knows. He really knows. And so all the time, he never left me. He's not going to leave Jacob. He was giving me dreams. He was showing me things. He's going to show Jacob. And he's showing you all. Same thing. He ain't left you. And you know how you know he ain't left you? You keep coming back to him in prayer, don't you? You keep coming back to him in prayer. You keep coming back to him, but you really don't know how deep your problem is. You understand? The Father knows. He knows. But you don't know. And I don't know until he shows us how deep the problem really is. So for me, it was, I need to be big time. I need to stack this paper. For some people, it's, I need to be in control of everything. I'm the one that needs to run my life. And you think you're letting the Most High run it, but it's really you. And you don't realize it until he got to spank you for, a decade or so. And so, yeah. Don't be like me. Ask the Father. This is the prayer. Show me myself and let me get the grace to receive it. That's really what it is. Show me myself and let me have the grace to receive it. Because he'll show you yourself and you don't want to receive it. I didn't. And all of that time, listen, I was reading my Bible. I was praying. I was teaching. all the time. Yep. That's right. That's right, Well. That's why if you want to get, I don't want to say you want to cut it shorter, you want to get to it. But it's not easy. You think, like she just like you said, bro. You think you really want to see yourself? You think you can receive that? Better pray to your Father. Better pray to your Heavenly Father. Oh, yes. Well, one way or another, all of us drink it, brother. Some of us take longer. Some of us learn. That's right, man, because you can't handle the truth. That's right. The Jack Nicholson, that's right. You can't handle the truth. And that is the truth. So, brethren, let us be real with our Heavenly Father about ourselves. Because if He's chosen us, brethren, you're eventually going to get there. The question is, how much spankings do you need to get before you get there? Oh, you're going to get there. Because if He's chosen you, brethren, He's not taking no if He's chosen. All right? You want to be with Him. Question is, how many lumps are you going to need before you arrive there? How many, black and blues on your hind parts are you going to need before you relent? That's the only question, because if He's chosen you now, you His. And He's going to have you ready. It's the ready process. It's the ready process that you got to, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's the ready process, man. That's right. So, yeah, like I said, He called you. Oh, you're going to be there. There's no doubt. He's not taking no. My wife and I knew a brother like that. And my wife told him, she said, you better surrender. She was telling him, from our experience, she said, because He's chosen you and He ain't taking no. Brother going through it now. Yeah. Brother. It don't happen like that. Put it that way. Just surrender to the Father. Trust me. Surrender to the Father. Surrender to His word. Ask Him for grace to look at it straight, the way it really is, the bitter truth. Because it'll humble you. It really will humble you, man. It will. But praise the Most High. Nobody on the Sea of Glass will have not graduated from that school. Okay? Nobody on the Sea of Glass will have not graduated from that school. Okay? All of us going through that. Praise the Most High. And praise the Most High for it. That's cheap. That ain't nothing. Look at what the Messiah had to go through for us. See? So, yeah. Praise the Most High. Well, we'll come back tomorrow and continue with our prime example in this situation, our brother Jacob. May the Most High bless you and keep you. May He cause His face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. And may He lift up His countenance upon you and give you peace. Shalom, brethren.